lies.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Bourgie86 here again, and it's Hump Day. That's right, I'm doing a film review today for my buddy Turi. What happened was he was out of town for a few days on a business trip with his company that he works for, and he didn't actually get time to prep for a review or anything. He did get home today, and he's sorry, but he'll be back next week. So I didn't mind doing a film review because I kind of miss the Wednesday spot sometimes because it was my thing. Hump Day, you know what I mean? So I'm here again on the Wednesday just for this week. I'll be doing 2 reviews again this week. So let's get into it. I hope you guys miss me on the Wednesdays, and here we go. The film I got for you guys today is a film from 2001. Yes, the first year of the millennium. A lot of crazy things happened. I remember that time period very well because I was in high school. But this is a film I actually seen a few years later, and I really dug it when my buddy at work actually let me borrow it and shit, and I ended up picking up a copy of this month finally. So I wanted to review you guys because it's been a while since I revisited it. And that film, of course, is Slashers. This is the re-release from Redemption. I know another company released this with a different cover art beforehand. Kind of like this cover art too. Now, the main plot of this one is in the year 2001, there is this Japanese game show called Slashers, which is kind of like a reality TV show where the contestants go in like this obstacle course of sorts, but inside this obstacle course is this serial killer, is usually 3, and the project of the game is when the time of the show's over, whoever's left surviving, it wins the money. It's a contest for money pretty much, and there's no rules in this. You could either work together or you could go your separate ways or fight against each other and try to get it all for yourself. That's pretty much, there's no rules to this game show. So what ends up happening is they have the contestants go in and they interact, and there's these 3 killers and they have to try to survive pretty much the game show until the end of the show is over. That's pretty much the main plot of the film. Now, my thoughts on this. When I first seen this film, I knew about it and shit, and going back to it, because I did see a film after this called End of the Line, and it's actually from the same director, Maurice Devereaux, who's a Canadian director, and this was actually his first film, and I didn't know that until after. I'm like, wow, the same guy actually directed this film. And there's a lot of similarities when you go back to this film and End of the Line. There's actually a little cool like homage to Slashers and in a line with one of the serial killers. I won't give it away. If you've seen both films and you know what it is. But yeah, he had a lot of things to say because during this time period there was a lot of reality game shows on TV at the time, like Big Brother, Survivor, The Greatest Race, and it was like the big thing in mass commodity with like promotions and sponsorship with these big game shows. And I think that's what the director was saying, like it was getting out of hand at that time because there was so much. So what if they had one where they pitted against people against other people and try to survive? Kind of has a homage to the Running Man in a way also, but with like slashers, you know, like the killers themselves actually look really cool. Like there's this guy on the cover who's like this doctor. He has like these giant like shears. That's how I would kind of like a bolt cutter with like garden shears at the end of the, and he cuts people's heads off with them, and it's fucking awesome. And he's kind of like the kinky doctor. He like, one of the girls in the contestants is trying to make a statement. She rips her shirt off and shit. He's like, show some, and there's a lot of horror film references during it too. I'll get into more of those later. But the other killer is the preacher man, who's not really the main like killer. He does have a presence in the beginning of the film, but non-spoiler alert, he's not really in the film that much. He doesn't really do much damage to the victims and shit. But then there's the one that I really like, which is like the hillbilly chainsaw guy named Chainsaw Charlie. He's hilarious. Cool to note that I didn't know this at the time, but when I looked it up, actually the guy who plays Chainsaw Charlie also plays the preacher man in the film. So it was cool, like editing techniques that they used in the film, because you'll see in certain scenes how they did that, and it was really cool. Now the horror motifs that happen is like, you know, like the kinky, sexy girls, the ones that survive. They try to, some of the contestants try to use that at their advantage because they might have a longer time living. And another thing is, there's this one scene where two of the characters, the main chick and guy in the film, they're just walking and like playing like this airy music. They can actually hear it, and it's like, and the girl's like, "This music played the last time I got attacked," and the guy was like, "Yeah, that's because they're trying to scare you more." Because in horror films, the victims don't know that the music's playing, but we as the audience do know, and we know something bad's gonna happen. And I liked how they did that in the film with like this cool motif of having the airy music play throughout while they're trying to survive in this obstacle course. Really cool shit right there. Now the killer's weapons are awesome. Like I said, like the bolt cutter with the shears is awesome, and the Chainsaw Charlie, of course, has a chainsaw, and he does damage with it in one scene in particular. I won't ruin it for you, but it's awesome. And the preacher man carries like this giant cross that's like a blade, which is pretty badass. And I really wish they kind of used that weapon in a way more and exploited it, but it still backs out for the hour and a half of the film, and it's very entertaining. Like, it is a low budget film, you could tell by the way it was filmed, but the cast is well-known, non-known actors and shit, but they do well in their roles because it is supposed to be like a game show with contestants, and you really think that they're real people in this like real scenario of this game show and shit, and it's really well done for like their performances and their interactions with each other, and the ways that they look and interact with each other is really well done. Now another thing that's really well done and entertaining is, if you're not part of my Facebook group, I actually posted in the Body Bags Facebook group the opening theme to the Slashers game show in the group, and it's like this the main host there, Miho, that introduces the film and is the host of the game show, singing like in Japanese like this game show theme and shit, and the DJ's like Supa Fun. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. It's really fun and entertaining film, and it is super fun. If I had to rate Slashers, I'm giving it a solid 8 out of 10 because it's just a blast to watch, and I really dig like the game show aspect of it. Highly entertaining film. 8 out of 10 for Slashers. Awesome stuff right there. Alright guys, that's it for this film review. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back on my regular day of Sunday with another review. I'm actually not sure I'm going to review yet. So I'll see you then. Peace out.